everyone, welcome back. So today I took a few minutes out to stem away from a tutorial and I wanted to show all of you how to cover dark circles. I have had numerous people tag me on Facebook, on Instagram, asking me to give my thoughts and my opinions and how I would camouflage under eye dark circles. Now, for me, there are various ways to do it, and it really depends on your skin tone, and it also depends on how much effort and time you want to put into this. Typically, I just use a very good concealer, such as the MAC Prolongwear concealer. And if all of you want to know just a little bit more about this concealer and my thoughts on it, just let me know and I'll do a blog post or a video about it. But there has been so much going around in terms of the camouflage ever since there was, I think, one of these other YouTubers that showed how she used red lipstick, which I think is great. I don't think I personally would put lipstick on my eye area. I don't know if I'm such a fan of that, but hey, if it works for you and it works for others, then go for it. I just happen to like products, certain products that are specific to certain areas of the face. Although I like multitasking products, I have to say, that is just like one thing I don't think I would do. So just my opinion, my honest opinion for all of you as to what I would do. So, with all of that said, I know that it gets a little tricky when it comes to covering up the dark circles. I'm Italian. I have light brown hair, which is a little bit deep. It doesn't look it now because naturally I have highlights and an ombre in my hair. And I am fair. My skin tone is light. So my dark circles appear more than anyone else. And there are ways to definitely cover them up. Some are a little bit more intricate than others, but for me, there are two things that I have found that have really helped. Number one is concealing them with a very good concealer. Number two is using a orangey coral shade to do under eye circles, and then you do concealer over it. And then number three is when you eat right and you eat healthy and you incorporate vitamins and a couple of other things into your diet, you will start to notice that your skin is going to look exceptionally well, including your under eyes. Under eye circles are hereditary. There is no way around it. If you were born with them, your mother has them, your father has them, your aunt has them, your grandmother has them, your uncle had them, you're probably most likely going to get them. And now that I'm in my 30s, my mid-30s, I'm 35, I'm starting to get a little hollow in this area. So I've learned to embrace it, and I've done other things that have helped. I am going to talk about it in a few minutes, certain injectables that work to to get rid of the hollowness and also get rid of the dark circles. So if you want an in-depth blog post about that or video about that, just let me know and I will arrange something for all of you. So today what I'm going to be using is the Makeup Forever Camouflage palette. This is a cream palette. There comes 5 shades in here, okay? And on my blog, I have a blog post about what each of these colors do and how they can work for you. I do feel that if you're going to want to do a lot of brightening to your face, this is something you're going to want to invest in. I love Makeup Forever. I cannot stress to you how many products I have from their line. I think they make excellent foundations, excellent concealers, excellent powders, excellent highlighters. I think that their cream, their camouflage kit is great, this palette, because it's not too pigmented where it's like it covers the entire eye and all you see is orange when you're putting the orange on or when you're putting any of these colors. So in order to cancel out the dark circles under the eyes, if you do not have a really good pigmented concealer, or you have a few extra minutes in the morning, or you have a few extra minutes when you're doing your makeup and you're going out, then you definitely want to go with something that has a little bit of that orange tint to it. If you're in the same shade range as myself, then you're going to follow this through. If you're a little darker than me, you still want to go with this orange, but you might want something that's a little bit deeper. I know Giorgio Armani has a really nice concealing, I'm going to say a concealing wand. I'm going to put a link below as to the other option that you have to help cancel out the dark circles. But for the most part, I really like this, and I use this in my professional kit because I can treat a wide range of clients with this alone. So without further ado, let's just get right into it so I can show you guys exactly how I camouflage my dark circles and how it works for me. And I hope that all of you learned something from all this. So let's just get right into it right now. The first thing you want to start with before anything is, and you know I'm a huge advocate about skincare, is you want to apply a really good eye cream. What I've found is that if you do apply an eye cream to the eye area that is extremely moisturizing, you might have a little bit of a difficult time having your concealers and your powders stay. So unless you have severely dry eyes, I would just look into a really good eye cream. Right now, the one that I'm trying out is from Lancome, and this is called the Visionaire U. I happen to like it. I think it's okay so far. I haven't been using it too long because I had other ones that I was using and testing out for blog posts. But I'm going to apply this today because it's not super duper moisturizing. So this is how much I'm going to apply. And then what I'm going to do is I want to apply a little bit to the lower eye area underneath the dark circles. And I always use my ring finger because that is the most delicate of all the fingers, okay? Anytime you want to touch the eye area, you want to use this finger. Now, let me explain something to all of you. Dark circles are hereditary. You're born with them. There are very few products probably on the market that I have seen that really do anything spectacular with dark circles under the eyes. Especially when you stop using them, they're going to come back. So you have two options. You can actually conceal them with the method that I'm using today, or you can look into something and do an injectable underneath your eyes, either Restylane or Juvederm or other injectables that are on the market in small amounts under the eye. And what it will do is it will lift this very thin layer of skin off of the vessels, and that will help release the skin from that area, and it will not look as dark. It will plump them. So my advice is, if you are going to do something like that, get into the hands of the best cosmetic dermatologist or best cosmetic plastic surgeon that knows exactly what they're doing and how to place it in the right areas of the eye, and something that is not overwhelming and overpowering where you wind up looking like Rocky when you come, you know, when it starts to heal. The few steps in the beginning, you're going to need a little bit of downtime when it comes to injectables, and that's a whole nother story. And if that's something that all of you would like to learn a little bit or get a little bit more information on, just leave a comment down below, and I will put a very in-depth blog post about injectables under the eyes. So now let's go back to what I'm going to do today to cover the dark circles. Now I have a little bit of hollowness. It's just something that comes with the territory. I'm now 35 years old, and probably by the time I've hit 30, 31, they really started coming out a little bit more. It's okay. I've embraced it. I'm 35. There's nothing I can do. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit in the brush just to show all of you. What I do is I drop it right in. I'm going to put a significant amount. This cream camouflage that they have, it's not super duper pigmented. So it's nice because it's easy to blend it. And so now, as you can see, this is how much I have on the brush. Hopefully it comes up. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to start to apply it under my eyes. Now, if you want, you could put a little bit up here too. And you want to press the product in. Not too hard. What I'm going to do next is apply the concealer. Now, I did try and apply with a couple of different concealers, and I want to explain something to all of you as to why I like the MAC Prolongwear versus the other ones that I have tried. I went in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is the concealer that I've gotten from the drugstore. I do think this is just a very good everyday basic concealer, but the problem is that it moved around a lot after I did all this. So you could kind of see that there was a little bit of that orangey tint coming through, and you don't want that. You want that covered up because this is going to reflect off of the concealer and it's going to look more bright. So you want to cover that up. You want to conceal that darkness. So that's just one thing I want to give you a little input in. So I feel that one pump is literally more than enough for both eyes. I don't really think you need more than that, but if you do like a lot of concealer, go for it. So what I'm going to do is just put one pump on the back of my hand. And you can see this is one pump. That's one pump. Okay. And I am going to take the Precision Round P82 from Sigma, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to dab just a little bit, and now I'm going to start to apply it to the under eye. So I'm doing like light tapping motions. Now what I like to do when it comes to the concealer, the MAC Prolongwear, is I like to let it sit on my skin for just like, you know, 30 seconds because it's so liquidy. Then it really stays put. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Beauty Blender, and as you can see, it's starting to look more open. And I don't like when my Beauty Blender is too damp. So if you damp it, squeeze it out really good, and then go to like a clean facial towel, squeeze it in there. You want it to be a little bit drier than normal for this step. And then I'm going to just start bouncing on it. Now if you want to go a little bit more than that, okay, I'm going to add just a little bit more concealer so I could show all of you how else, you know, how I keep adding. So now I take the tip of the Beauty Blender, okay? I happen to like the Pro ones better just because I feel that, I don't know, there's something about the Pro that I think I just like the way it applies the foundation better and the concealer. So now what I'm going to do is drag it down just a little bit. Now again, tapping motions, okay? So here we go. And it starts getting brighter. That's what I really love about this. Okay? And there you go. That is coverage. Can you see the difference? I mean, it's just like my eye looks more down and this one looks more awake. It has completely cleared up. There's no darkness under my eye. I mean, I think it just looks amazing. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to set the concealer. This way it doesn't move. So what I like to do is, and what I've been using now for a few months now, is the Anastasia contour book, contour palette. You could take your Beauty Blender and you could go back in with the light shades. So what I like to do when I'm doing my under eyes is I like to mix banana and vanilla together. So you can go in with your Beauty Blender, dab both of them in, and this is going to give you, see how it is here? It's going to give you more pigment so that this way it really adheres to the skin when it goes on. So I'm going to just start to tap it right on. And hello, open eyes, and goodbye, dark circles. Now, if you don't want to do it with the Beauty Blender, and you just don't want to use that step, you could use any type of brush. I happen to like, for underneath my eyes, the Sigma tapered highlighter brush. This is an F35, and I really like this for applying any powder to under my eye. Okay, so now I'm going to go and do the same thing. I'm taking the P84 again. I'm bringing it into that orangey toned shade, and I'm going to start to just dab it on. Now I'm taking my P82. Now, if you do not have the P82 or any other concealer brush, even one like this is just a regular concealer brush. This is an F75. This is the P82. This is the F75. Honestly, you can use your fingers. I used my fingers for years putting on my concealer, and I still do. So actually, I'm just going to show you guys how I do it using my fingers. Again, you want to go in with your ring finger. I'm going to start spacing it out. You probably get a lot more product doing it this way, coming off your finger. Okay? So you see how it really brightens really nice. Okay? I'm going to put a little bit more up top. Now, if you want, You can still blend all this in with your finger. I've done this plenty of times with my finger. But I'm going to show you how nice the Micro Mini from Beauty Blender is. This is the Micro Mini, and it's a tiny little beauty blender. For those of you that feel this is too big for your eyes, I would totally suggest investing in this if you're into the beauty blender. So what I do is I kind of cup 1, 2, and 3 into it, okay? Just to hold it. I want to have nice pressure on there. And then what I'm going to do is, now that I kind of let the concealer sit for about 30 seconds, I'm going to start and just dabbing this on. And voila, done. So what I'll do is I'll just add a little bit more because I want to drop more coverage. I go in, cup it right into the hollow, right where that dark line is, right where that dark area is. That's what you want to do. And there you go, completely covered. My eyes appear more open. I do not have any dark circles. They are gone. I hope it's showing up in the camera really nice, as if the way it looks in person right here. And I'm just going to set right under the eyes. Pretty much it, so I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay everyone, so that pretty much sums it up as to how I cover up my dark under eye circles. I hope that all of you have learned something from this. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments section. I will be putting all the information as to links to where you can purchase each of the products. I also want to mention to go check out my blog. It's makeupbyjosephine.com/blog. I have a blog, it's called The Glow and Glam Report. I've been writing on it for about maybe a year or two now, and there are a lot of times that I put different product information on there that I do not have the time to talk about on my channel. So if you do have an extra minute, just go check out my blog and don't forget to subscribe. I will have a little bit more details on this 5-color camouflage palette. So if it's something that you are interested in purchasing, I'll have all the details as to what this is actually really good for. And you know, you can definitely read other info on there too. I'm very big, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, if all of you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, but I do post maybe like every few days some pictures of foods that I eat, or smoothies that I make, or shakes that I make, what type of diets I'm following, and I do feel that it does really improve the quality and the texture of your skin. So I have had so many people ask me questions about certain things that I was making, and I decided to start a health and fitness section on my blog, so you can check that out there too. So I just wanted to throw that out there for all of you, and I will see all of you in my next video, and thank you so much again everyone for watching and subscribing. I'll see all of you soon.